Hey everybody, this is Felicia with The Book is Done. I am coming to you today just to give a quick book review. I just finished this book maybe about 30-45 minutes ago, and I'm trying to come down. Excuse the balloons. I'm still celebrating. Still celebrating my birthday. That was last week, so they're there. But I hope that you all are having a wonderful, wonderful day so far. The book that I just finished, I am sidebar trying to do more indie authors. Like, I'm still reading everybody. Like, I just realized before I did this video that I have not read a K-Mod book, aka Kirsten Modglin. I have not read any of her books in like a month. I think like 2 months. What in the what is going on? So I feel as though I need to either buy her latest book. I feel like she can ready to release one. She just watch her say something. Watch her say that she about to release something like in 2 weeks. Watch. If she hasn't done it already. I gotta go stalk her page real quick. But what? I still have Freedom McFadden, The Crash. I've only read like a fourth of that. What? Normally I breeze through those, but I have been just, not to say transitioning, but just showing more and more love to indie authors. As an indie author myself, I get it. And you're just trying to put the word out. But I mean, on the flip side too, I enjoy a good book. So if someone reaches out to me and it's like, hey, would you mind reviewing my book? Of course, I would love to read your book. I don't mind at all. Let's go. And so here we are. So the book that I just finished, Camp Sunshine by Heather Chauvin. I don't know if I just butchered this name or not, but let me tell you something. This book, and it's a good read. It's a novella, from what she said. So this thing is tiny but mighty. Tiny mighty. Listen, it's tiny but mighty because the punches that it packs in this 167 pages worth of a book, baby, baby. I listen. I reached out to her and was like, "Can you hear me screaming, like yelling your name where you are?" I have no idea where she's located, but baby, this book was so good. So I'm not gonna get a tea, but this book starts off where it started off. Now it goes back and forth between now and then. How far back? Okay, now that I did the math, how far back was about 3 years? It doesn't say it in the book. It doesn't say like 3 years later or anything like that because it's going back and forth throughout the book. But I just pieced it together towards the end, when I realized how old the daughter of one of the characters is. So I was like, okay, oh, no, see, I don't want to say it was 3 years. I want to say that her daughter at the time, okay, yeah. So her daughter was 18 months. And towards the end of the book, her daughter's 5. And so give or take 3 years, 3.5 years. Um, and so the main character's name is Julie. Julie, no, I'm sorry. It's Brooke. I'm thinking about another member, Julia. But the main character's name is Brooke. And it goes back and forth, like I said, between now and then. So it start after the prologue. It says, then it says what's happening, pretty much laying the foundation for it. And it is Brooke, Kent, who is her husband, and their 18-month-old Aaron. Then is two other couples that eventually come. So the second couple is Julia and Jacob, and they have a daughter, I want to say Rachel, that's the same age as Aaron. So it's those two couples. And then the third couple is Yasmin and Bruce. And they don't have any, sorry, I just made a distinction like, oh, I see what, I see what they did in the book. Shady boots. You have to read the book to get it. But, all three of them are at this campsite, and it ironically is not called Camp Sunshine. That is a camp that they came across. It's on the same, somewhat on the same property, but it is not Camp Sunshine. It's not Camp Sunshine. I forgot what the name of the camp is, and it may be in the front, but still, they're at this camp, and it's kind of like a couples family type event, camping event. And so it's just them, like Julia and Brooke are neighbors. Yasmin and Yasmin and Julia are friends. They were friends first before Brooke came in. And so some way, somehow, like they all three became really good friends. So they're there at the site, and come to find out, Julia is expecting the second child with Jacob. And so, the three husbands, the three men, they're setting up camp, getting stuff together. Well, at first it was two couples. So it was, hold on. It was Kent and it was Jacob that was setting up camp, getting things together. Brooke and Julia were doing their own thing, trying to get the girls settled, set up house. And then Yasmin and her husband come along. Then it's like a party. So Julia and Jacob have been coming to this camp for years. It's kind of like a getaway within a getaway, I guess, because it's not too far from where they live. I think they said it was like 2 hours or something, but it's not too far from where they live. And so they were just like, it's a break from the city, some place where we can come and unwind. It has a lake there. I think they call them yurts now, like YURTS. So it's different places where people can actually camp, like rent out these little yurts or these huge yurts, and make the best of their camping experience. So they, and when I say they, Julia, Brooke, and Yasmin, no, Julia and Brooke first, they go out on a golf cart just to kind of see the sights while the husbands are setting up shop. Go and see the sights, come back, and then they're just trying to get the camp scene situated, get it started. So out of the blue, Julia like just goes off on a whole tangent with her husband, and everybody was just like, what just happened? Like, we're trying to have what just happened? Like, and he tried to play it off like maybe it's her pregnancy hormones and all this kind of stuff. Then he messed around and called her out her name. And I was just like, what's the tea here? Then come to find out, Bruce and Yasmin, they're not having any issues, but Yasmin lets her husband, and I say that loosely, yeah, she knows. Her husband is out all times of the night and all this kind of stuff, and she don't see nothing wrong with that. Couldn't be me. But then too, on the flip side, maybe Yasmin is doing whatever Bruce is doing. Y'all put two and two together, So it's just different things throughout the book. And like I said, it's 167 pages. So they'll go around on a golf cart to see the different sites. They come across this abandoned graveyard, and it was just like, okay, the graveyard was close to a football field that was on the other side of the camp. So it's just like, okay. And then before they get to the grave site, before they get to the grave site, the women and the girls, they wanted to have a picnic. So they are driving around in this golf cart and end up being like in this area where it's like an archery area. And then like it was all shady boots looking and things of that nature. So about that time, Julia makes the comment like, I heard that not too long ago, some hikers or some campers went missing and they were never found. They just disappeared. And Yasmin and Brooke are like, you tell us this now? You got us out here in the wild with our children, with Brooke, with my daughter. And Yasmin is like, where did that come from? Okay, where did I come from? So, it's like when you get to that moment, things start to go downhill, and then it's a part two. All of this is in part one. Part two comes about, and it enters in another main character momentarily. His name is CJ. And the thing with CJ is that he's 17, about to be 18, a little less than a year, and his parents are divorced. And so apparently, I believe he is staying with his mom, and then his dad is picking him up, and they're going somewhere like just random out the blue camping trip. And from what CJ was saying, him and his dad don't hang out ever since the divorce. He doesn't feel wanted. His dad just throws him to the side. His mom, values her hobbies more than she values him. He's one of those kids where he's just like, I'm ready to turn 18 and move out, and just they don't care about me. So it's still, while still going back and forth between now and then, now enters in CJ. CJ is part of the then time frame. So whenever Brooke says then it goes back to CJ and goes on from there. Then it's a part three, baby. When I tell you them fireworks were popping, y'all, I couldn't turn these pages fast enough. I could not. It was so good. I reached out to the author. I told her that I read her book, and I told her, I was like, you have to have another book. Like, is it in connection to this? Will it be in connection to this? Come on. Come on. Like, you got to give me the tea. So she is working on another book, but I don't believe it's a sequel to this. I am trying to put the bug in her ear for it to be a sequel, because this, yeah, maybe not so much in the Camp Sunshine type feel, but it was good. It was so good, y'all. So again, this book is called Camp Sunshine by Heather Chauvin. Get it, love it. Put it on your list, okay? Put it on your to be read list. Just put it on the pile. Nobody's counting. I stopped counting a while ago, years ago. Yeah. So I hope that y'all have a good day, and let me know what you think. This is Felicia with The Book Is Done, and I'm out.